how many of us have the tendency to collect more things than we can use in a reasonable amount of time? Candles from Bath & Body Works, shower gels and lotions from the semi-annual sale, lip glosses, food products, the list goes on and on and on, right? Or is it just me? Either way, I am posing a challenge to myself for the month of February, and I thought I would share the journey with you guys a little bit, the whole concept, premise, idea, and maybe an update video or two. I am calling this the Use It Up Challenge, and it is actually part of a self-care challenge that I am doing for the month of February, and this is the part that I was like, you know, this would make a pretty solid YouTube video. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brianna, for those of you that are new here, and I am the diva behind Diva and the Divine, and today we are tackling one of my personal flaws, and that is I like to accumulate more things than I can use in a reasonable amount of time. Just ask my husband. He would tell you this is very, very true. In my Patreon group, the Diva District, we are actually working on some self-care challenges for the month of love, February, right? We have some challenges going with like a gratitude challenge and a couple of other things, and everybody gets to pick their own side of a self-care challenge. And as I was brainstorming the different things that I wanted to do for my personal self-care challenge, a lot of it revolved around using up many of the self-care items that I have, like my really extensive collection of skincare products and candles and teas and all of those things. I was like, I need to regularly use these things. That needs to be my self-care practice. And it started to spiral into this whole, I need to use up these things. That should be my self-care practice. I go through many phases of either wanting to accumulate a bunch of things or wanting to get rid of a bunch of things. And I have never been able to successfully find like a balance, right? I'm either in like, let's buy all the things mode, or let's purge and throw out all the things mode. And I thought that this challenge might be a great way for me to kind of strike that balance. I want to challenge myself to use up my stuff, as much of my stuff as humanly possible. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to present this to you guys, but here are a couple of things that I want to work on and the products I want to use up and how I think I'm going to do it. First, let's talk about foodstuffs. Food is something that, and I think it's not totally unreasonable that I do, but I like to purchase more than we need in like a given week, right? I go to the grocery store at least once a week, maybe twice, depending on how many times I've forgotten things. I have gone to Target 3 times in the last week because I always manage to find something that we need that I don't have. Usually, I preemptively buy enough to prevent this from happening, right? We have a well-stocked pantry downstairs. I buy things when they're on sale, things like that. The problem is I buy things when they're on sale, and I don't necessarily weave them into my meal plan on a consistent basis. So my challenge to myself in terms of food which is going to be a different kind of challenge because I also need to work things into my plan for my cut. But what I want to do is I want to go through the foods that I have. We're talking the stuff downstairs in the pantry. I have spices, I have canned goods, I have boxes of muffin and cake and pancake mix. I have rice packets. I have all sorts of things down there. And the sauces that are in the refrigerator and things like my husband's like, how do we have so many condiments open? I'm like, I don't even know how that happened. I don't even know. I do know. I'm an opener, not a finisher. And I open all of the things. That's what I do. So I thought that it would be fun to try and figure out how to work in a handful of items that are like hanging out in the pantry every week for the next 4 weeks to try and pare down the extensive collection of condiments and pantry items that I have in my house. A couple of things that I'm thinking is protein powder. I have an extensive amount of protein powder, and it's just, the problem is I'd be using it up more if it wasn't so cold outside, but because it's cold, I don't want protein smoothies, right? So I'm like, how else can I use it? Well, I was thinking about taking a pumpkin muffin mix and my cinnamon protein powder and combining them and using 4 or 5 scoops of protein to see if it helps protein and beef up these muffins and lets me use a muffin mix at the same time. Or just creating meals based on like the sauce options that I have, right? or my extensive well, it's not extensive anymore, but I have a collection of tuna cans because every time I go to the store, I grab a couple. I should plan a week of eating tuna for lunch to get rid of the tuna cans, right? You get the idea. My plan is going to be to incorporate a handful of these items into my weight loss meal plan every week. So not only am I going to use the things up, but I have to manipulate them in such a way, might not take all that much manipulation. I mean, some of them is literally protein powder, but I have to plan them into my week in a way that fits into my macros as well. So that is what we're going to do with food. Makeup is another thing that I really, really like to collect. But what's interesting is that ever since the pandemic started and we're not going anywhere and doing anything, I hardly ever wear makeup anymore. I only wear makeup if I have to be on camera. No, that's about it. I was gonna say on camera or on Zoom. Being on Zoom is technically being on camera. Or on the off chance that I am seeing other humans. But half the time it's my family and I don't need to wear makeup around them either. I mean, I don't need to wear makeup around anybody, but I choose to wear makeup when I'm out in public, which doesn't happen much anymore. Not when I'm grocery shopping though. So like literally, I don't wear makeup unless I have a legitimate excuse to do so. But somehow, some way, the collection is still extensive and sometimes tends to grow because I have no impulse control. So I am going to be plotting and planning out makeup items that I can use every single day. And some of them, it's like even basic stuff. A little mascara and a little bit of eyebrows and some colored lip gloss never hurt anybody, right? Even on a day I don't want to do a full face. But I want to take it a step further, lay out what I have, and let's pick a makeup look for the week. And like, let me pick out 3 or 4 lip products that are going to be my primary focus for the month because I have a handful of lip glosses that are nice lip glosses, good quality products, but they're getting old or they're 3/4 of the way empty, but they're not empty enough for me to warrant throwing them out yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out the products that are like, hey, these are my focus for the month of February, and those are the products I'm going to use. And Lord willing, I use them up and they're gone. Makeup. Plan a makeup look, do that look, and use the products until they're gone. Skincare and bath products is another thing that I'm getting even better at collecting than makeup products. That's saying something. In the last 5 to 10 years of my life, I've gone from collecting makeup products to collecting skincare products. I love good quality skincare. And I'm also a lotion and shower gel. Like, I buy stuff at Bath & Body Works and whatnot when it's on sale or when I'm placing an order. And once every couple months I place an order, I place a pretty big order and get 4 or 5 shower gels. And then I don't use them up by the time the next order goes around. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. So I am also going to focus on like, make it a goal, make it a challenge. I mean, it's called the Use It Up Challenge. I want to see how many of these products I can use up. I'm going to gather the items to see just how many I have and then make a selection, order of operations, and use them up. One thing I'm learning about myself here in the dead of winter is that my skin actually could really afford for me to be generous, more generous with the amount of lotion I put on my body. And so lotions are going to be a primary focus for me. I put them on after I shower. I should put them on again when I get ready for bed because the dry skin that I didn't even know I had like on my legs and stuff needs the extra moisture. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem, but like the shower gels and just, I want to take an inventory and then once again, pick an item and finish it. I want to have finisher tendencies. My husband is somewhere outside at an appointment feeling amazing and he doesn't even know why. And it's because I just said the words, I want to be a finisher. Not joking. He is a finisher. I am an opener. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, read the book Better Than Before by Gretchen Rubin. So there's that. There's teas. Teas. So many teas. I have so many teas. I need to use them. And skincare. And candles, y'all. Oh my gosh, I was supposed to light a candle before I started filming this. Come on. This is why I have so many candles and essential oils and all the things. All of this to say that the challenge is to use up my stuff. The goal, the mission is to see how much stuff, how many empty product containers specifically I can put in this bin right here. I already have, I'm cheating, I already have a couple of things in here, like this skincare, face mask that I used yesterday and finished up, and so it's going in the bin because I feel like I need to give myself credit for that one. But this bag is going to live in my office, and every time I use up a product, it's going in here. And then at the end of the month, I'm going to film an empties video, which will basically be a progress report on how I did on my self-care use it up challenge. Brianna's intro to minimalism. Let's be honest, I'm never going to be a minimalist. I like stuff too much to be a minimalist, but I can declutter and I can do better. And that is the goal. So this is a personal development challenge for myself, something that I really truly want to actively work on. And my hope is that once I get started, once I start to what's the word I'm looking for? Like, once I get in the flow, once I start to get the high every time I finish up a product and get to add it to that bin, I'm hoping that my desire to continue to get that feeling keeps happening. And then I end up using things up because there are a couple things that I want to have happen. I want to have less stuff in my house, right? That's first and foremost number one. But the second thing is I, for a long time now, have had a desire to curate only the highest quality stuff that I want to use in my collections. Only my favorite makeup products, only the best skincare that works best for my skin. That's the kind of stuff that I want to curate. A wardrobe, my favorite teas, my favorite food products, whatever it is, instead of trying everything under the sun and then not finishing it and just having a bunch of stuff. I only want to have what I deem the best for myself and just have this beautifully curated collection of everyday luxury and glam, which can only happen once you actually use up the rest of your stuff and are only left with the stuff that you really truly want, and then repeat purchasing when you run out of the things that you love, right? So that's the goal, that's the point, and now I am asking you, who is in this challenge with me? Are there things that you kind of need to get rid of, collections you have amassed that you really should purge a little bit, but it feels rather wasteful to just chuck them all in the garbage? Because sometimes I do that too with expired makeup products and things that I've had for like, I don't know, years, and I should have thrown out ages ago. Then I'll throw it away. But like the lip glosses, they're still good. So I feel guilty just throwing them away. Call it a sunk cost fallacy, whatever you want, but I feel like it'd be more productive for me to use them up, which is exactly what I'm going to do. So what do you have in your life that you need to use up? How will you use the challenge to best serve you? Let me know in the comments below your thoughts. Are you going to participate? Does it excite you to think of using things up a little bit? Are you curious to see if Brianna can actually pull off a little minimalism use it up challenge? The world can only wait and find out. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that little red button and you will see everything that I do to try and use things up in my life over the next month. It is a 4-week challenge. Fingers crossed that it goes well. Let's get this party started.